We are really excited about this new community feature. Oh my goodness, how good is it that we can now control our own community environments? One of the many kinds of use cases that you guys can take with communities is, first of all, see them a bit like a Facebook group. So in the same way that you can create Facebook groups for any purpose, right? You can create Facebook groups that are exclusively for a particular course or a particular coaching program. You may create communities or Facebook groups that are open to anyone to come and join in general, just to bring people together who have something in common, a common interest that pulls those people in and acts as a place of togetherness, of connection, of information sharing, of which obviously you guys are going to be at the forefront of as the leader, the guru, the expert that is that source of information for your users. Other ways that you can use them as well is almost like information depositories. There are platforms out there that kind of took over about 2 years ago, like Patreon, that are basically charging monthly fees for access to gated information. So as much as I tell you guys, share as much information as you can on your socials in order to establish yourself as an expert, to gain an organic following as such, you also can be selective about some of the more in-depth content that you have that you may like to keep gated. So for instance, you might have some templates, some resources, some extra in-depth videos, info, workshop recordings, webinar recordings that you're happy to give away for free, but you might want to keep away from the completely open public, and so that you can control who's viewing that content. Alternatively, you can also create communities that are either social learning communities or information depositories that you're charging for access to, that come as part of a membership. As an example, one of the ways I've seen some of our clients using this is to, for instance, I've got a lady who does meditation, wellness and mindset training, and she shares a daily meditation once a day and just drops that into the community, because the thing with these communities is you control who is in them. You have to have the name and the person who's accessing particular community, so you are in charge of whether those people can see what's in there. So if you've got a membership, you can create unlimited communities here that you may like to drop in a daily tip of the day, or a daily resource, or a thought of the day, or a weekly book review. I don't know, what it be creative here that can go inside your community. And so basically what I want to just get your thought process, the thing that's really changed here in TekMatix is the fact that we now have this area called the client portal. So under your sites and courses section, you now have on the top menu there this thing called client portal. And this essentially, it doesn't replace your courses login area, but it's much better now to use this link to give to all of your students, because when your clients to their client portal, or your students log into the client portal, they not only see their courses now. If they log in via this portal link here under the client portal, they will now see not only all of the courses that they have purchased, they can also see all of the courses that you have available that they haven't yet purchased. They also can see their affiliate manager area, as in them being an affiliate for your programs. They can find their affiliate link to promote your stuff and how many sales they've made and how much commission they're owed from you. They can also see all of the communities that they can request to join as part of your membership as well, or just your business in whole. So we really want to make step one of setting up anything else in our TekMatix account to be going to our client portal area and customizing the link that we're going to be giving to all of our students and users, and just branding that portal into your own branding. So if you guys go to that sites and courses on the left and the client portal up the top there, when that's demonstrating now, there's two little subsections that we can look at. The first one is your domain setup. This gives you your client portal area in your domain. And then the second part of that is the branding, how your client portal is going to look to your users. So let's start with our domain setup first. Now, if you guys are new to TekMatix, welcome. I'm your crazy CEO. If you haven't yet had your onboarding meeting with one of our tech experts, they can set up your domains for you. So please do book your free 60-minute onboarding call. As part of that free call, the TekMatix will connect your www.yoursomething.com to your TekMatix account. And by the way, you can connect unlimited domains. Only one of them, however, will connect to your client portal at the moment. So bear that in mind. Choose a domain that you are happy for your clients to log in with, regardless of how many domains you've got connected to your account. And you'll see at the top here where it says domain, where the domain set up here inside your client portal. The first thing you want to do is change that domain. So you'll have www.gobbledygook.app.clientclub.net. So the app.clientclub.net, you cannot change. That is the default server settings that our communities is built on. But the bit you can change is the blah, 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 at the top there, where you've got that subdomain. So for instance, my client portal, in that details section there is sarahcordiner.app.clientnet. So you want to change that HTTPS 4v50 that blah, blah, blah there to whatever domain you have connected to your TekMatix account. So for me, I just wrote in manually in that section there in the subdomain area, I just wrote Sarah Cordiner because that's my domain. So if your domain is Mike Bailoff, it's going to be Mike Bailoff in that section. If your domain is clairemaxfield.com, you're just going to write Claire Maxfield in that box at the top there. But your domain, that domain must be connected to your account first, which is done down in the business settings. We do have help guides to help you do that. The first place you can find that now, if you can demonstrate in the chat box at the bottom right-hand side of your screen there, this is the best place to always go to get support. This is 24/7 manned chat support. If you press search for help, that will actually bring up all of the articles. So if you wanted to connect domains, just type in domains, and that will bring up all of our help guides and training for you in domains. And it's all fully updated. It's being updated 24/7. But if you can't find what you're looking for, simply press chat at the bottom, and that will open up a chat. So that's the first best place for you guys to get help. But don't forget, you can also go to our website, click on help, and it will show you how you can book a free support call with one of our TekMatix. You can hire our TekMatix by the hour, or if you haven't had your free onboarding call yet, you can also book that under the help section on the top menu there to book a onboarding call. Which is right there, lots of different support options for you to choose from. So going back to our client portal area, once we've put in that custom domain, please don't change it, stick to it, because if you use it and share it with students and then you change it again, any previous links will be broken. So you do want that to stay the same all the time. And that's just going to show you once you have changed that custom domain and an example of what your student login area will look like. So this is the new, think of this as your new place that a student will log into to find all of their courses that they've got, all of their courses they can buy, their affiliate manager area, and your communities area. So that's going to do a pretend login here. Now, all of the things on the screen here are completely customizable. So the pictures we've got on the right and all that, the colors you can change. We're going to show you how to do that in just a second. But you can see here that in this pretend account, this all courses section that we clicked on at the moment, this shows all of the courses that I could buy from Nat, but I don't have just yet. And then when we click on my courses, it will show all the courses that I do already own. And you'll see here that when she clicks on that, it takes her to a course. Now, on the top right-hand corner, bear in mind, this is what your students are seeing. You've got this little waffle, this potato waffle at the top. When your student clicks on this area, this is what your student's going to see. They've got the courses area, which we've just seen. They've got their affiliates area, which shows them their affiliate links and any sales they've made. And then the communities area. And this will show them any communities that you've created, and they can then request to join that community. When they click on that communities button, it will show here any communities that are available. Now, we haven't created any yet. We're going to show you how to do that on this call. But this is where they'll see any communities. They will all show up like a courses dashboard, and they can just request to join that community area. So with that, we've now done our domain setup under our client portal. The second thing we need to do now is go to our branding in the client portal. So this is that login page that you just saw from that Nat clicked on, that will show them where they can put in their name and their email address and create a password to log into your client dashboard area. So you'll see here, you can choose the name of your portal, and by portal, we mean the client dashboard. And then you've got a little description, and this is where you can choose then your brand colors. You can upload a favicon. Now, by a favicon, we mean those little icons that show on the top tabs of your internet browser. You can upload an overall image for your portal. So the portal image is that login screen that we showed you just a second ago. On the right-hand side, when the student logs in, so the portal image is the image that shows up on this right-hand side here. Now, I recommend you just make that in Canva. Canva is a brilliant place for you to make that image, and it will show you what the best dimension is actually in the building area. So if you go back to your branding section, it will show you there the portal image, best size is 720 by 720. So if you go and make that inside Canva, that's going to work nicely for you. You've got your logos, you can put in a support email, and you can put in a copyright notice at the bottom as well. And this bit here is what designs that sign-in page to your client dashboard or client portal, depending what word you prefer to use. So you're going to press save settings once you've done all of that and you're happy with your settings. So now what you've done is you've branded and customized your client login area. The next thing for us to do is to create one of our communities. Now, remember, you can have one, you can have many, you can have as many as you like, unlimited community features here in TekMatix. Example of how I'm going to be adding this to my business. I will have my community for my Edupreneur Academy members. So I'm going to have one private community just for my membership. What I'm also going to consider doing is having a separate group for each of my courses or challenges as well. At the moment, I run most of those on Facebook, but not everyone uses Facebook. More corporate clients or younger people don't use Facebook or can't use it at work. So having a community section is a lot more accessible to people, as well as you having more control. If, for instance, like what happened to me earlier this year, you were to get your Facebook account suspended or banned or hacked or whatever, you can no longer access your Facebook groups. So I do recommend that for the risk management of your operations, you consider using the communities as much as possible. So once you are ready to create your community, on the main left-hand menu of your dashboard, you're going to click on memberships. And then at the top of your screen, communities. So let's just have a look, first of all, in our groups section. This will show you all of your communities that you've created here. This is where you would go in and manage them, the back-end settings of them all when you're looking after your communities. And the settings section, if we just want to have a quick look at that, will simply take you back to the client portal settings, basically. So you see here, if we click on settings, it's just going to take you back to that branding and domain area. So let's go back to memberships and back to our community section. And we're going to click on groups. And this is now where we're going to create our first group or our first community. So let's press create group. And so this is where perhaps we're going to have a community here for one of our memberships. So let's call this, I don't know, I've got some lipstick on my desk. Let's call this the beauty membership or our beauty members club or whatever it is you've called it. Now, where it says your group URL, it says subdomain.communities.io. That subdomain will replace with the domain that you added in the community settings. All right. So just bear in mind, it won't say subdomain. It will replace that with your domain. And then you can use your slug. So ours says beauty-membership. You could change that to academy if you wanted to. You can change that to whatever you like. It won't break anything. You can literally change that to whatever you want. Again, once you've set that, don't change it. Please don't change it. You absolutely can. It just means if you've used that link anywhere in the past, that old link, wherever it now is, will be broken. So for instance, if you've emailed people saying, here's the link to my Academy community, and then you update the link, you're going to have to go back and let all of those other people know that the link's been updated and the old one doesn't work anymore. So just make sure if you've set that link, it's just that link for the rest of the time, just to save you having any broken links anywhere. You can create a short description. And this is the cool bit here about branding each particular group. So in the main community settings, we branded our client login area. What this bit does is brands that individual community, that individual group that you've made. So just like if you had 10 different Facebook groups and you can brand all of them with different covers and different images and so on, that's exactly what you can do here. So we could have this particular group with the blue branding color. I could go and create another group for my YouTube challenge and make it all a red color. So each of these different settings will control the group flavor, basically. And again, you can customize the favicon and the cover image and the logo for each of your communities. This will be really cool if you've got different courses. It's also really cool if you're running different businesses from one TekMatix account. So you might have a community for your gardening business and a different community for your website design business. I don't know. You'd have different cover images and logos attached to them as well. You can get very clever and creative with this too. Again, remember, you can see on those boxes the sizes and dimensions of these images that you need to pop into Canva if you want to design those yourself, which is nice and easy to do. So once you're happy with all of that stuff, we would just then press create group. Nice, look at that. So of course, you saw there that we uploaded that blue image and the logo there. And this now is a community that exists. So if Nat was going to go back up to her communities preview up there, then now if we give it a refresh. So now she's logged in as a pretend student, a new community that we can now request to join. So again, you'll see this is the student's experience. They still have to request to join the group. So this keeps your IP really protected. It keeps you in complete control of where everyone is and what everyone's doing. And people can't see what's in this community until they have joined the group. So a couple of different things that you can see once they are inside the community. So here's what your student's seeing. You can do a few different things here. So first of all, Nat could do a post, and she could just, if you just go to create a post here, welcome to the beauty club, blah, 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 blah. She can add in images, videos, she can add in attached files. So this is really cool. If you've got homework or a download or a worksheet or something that your students need to complete, you can do a post in here saying the week 2 homework is now up, or here's your week 2 tasks list, or here's your week 2 checklist. And you can actually attach that, which makes it actually even more functional than Facebook in some ways. And you can add that inside the post here.
We don't have a channel yet.
Okay, so let's talk about channels. Channels, think of channels in your group like categories. This is also really cool and better than Facebook because now you can organize all of the posts that you're putting out there. So what you're going to first of all do is you're going to create channels, or categories is the word I prefer to use, but that was outvoted, that basically are going to start organizing your content. For instance, if I have in my Edupreneur Academy, I've got multiple courses. I might have a channel for course creation. I might have a category for marketing. I might have a category for social media. This is our beauty thing here. So maybe I've got a category for lipstick. I've got a category for skincare, and I've got a category for color. I can just add in these different categories. You can add as many categories as you want, and you'll see here on the left-hand side, those categories will start to build out. So people can actually click on each category and view all of the posts that you've put up within that category. It's way easier for them to find stuff. You might have a whole category called workshop recordings. You might have a category called, I don't know, live call dates. You might have a category called welcome that tells them the instructions of what's going on. So you can see here whatever it is that you might need to create. And when someone goes, how do I find what date the next call is? You might have the category there called schedule, where they can go in and see the schedule that's upcoming. So this is pretty cool. So now it makes it really easy. Every time Nat creates a post, she can assign it. So here's, for instance, here is the live calls for this round of the coaching program, and she could add anything, attachments she wanted, and then select the channel into live calls and press publish post. And of course, you can see here there's a comments area. So if I've come into this chat, just like on Facebook, I can comment, I can add video attachments, images, and file attachments inside my comment replies as well in the community. Now, the next thing that we can do, and your student rather can do inside your community, is we can go to above the very top there. Your student has the choice between the discussion, which is what you see now, the learning area over here. And this learning area will show them any courses that they have access to. So for instance, if you've purchased my YouTube Growth Challenge, the courses that you have access to are going to show up here. So it's going to be really easy for you to flip between your course content and your discussion area. How good is that? And then finally, you have your people tab. This is what your student will also see. This is where your student is going to be able to see all of their other peers and colleagues inside the community as well, which is really great for that social learning element. And a very big USP that you can give to your sales pitch is you'll say that as part of joining my course or my membership, you guys get to peer network and build your network with other people. The way that the student can change their profile is on their little image on the top right hand side. When your student's logged in, they can press view or edit profile on the top right hand side. And this is where they can change their name, they can put in their job title, they can put in a photograph of themselves, they can put in a cover image that promotes their business, for instance. They can have a bio about themselves, they can even enter their location and time zone so that other people obviously know whereabouts that they are. Over on the left-hand side, they've got their account information. So this is where they can change their password, and they also can update their social media channels as well. So if they click on social media, they can pop in all of their social media URLs. Now, the cool thing for you as the community owner is these fields also update in their client record. If I've updated my community profile, you've also got all of my social media links and everything in my client record in the back end of your TekMatix account too. This is really great for you to better create relationships with your users, but it also enables your users to better communicate and network with each other. And this really is taking your whole platform to a whole other level. Who's excited about this? Yeah, baby. And it's only just beginning. And if you love it, please go to our TekMatix Facebook page and leave a review. It's very helpful to let other people know. If you're enjoying the feature, go in the Facebook group and let everyone know. So there is an overview of how to use communities, what it can do and how to set it up. Does anyone have any questions about it? Will the community groups replace Facebook groups? This is entirely up to you and your business model. With your choosing as to whether you're going to use a Facebook group or a private community in TekMatix will very much depend, first of all, on who you're working with. I have found, for instance, working with entrepreneurs, I've played around a fair bit with different communities, that I do tend to get the most amount of engagement in Facebook because my particular audience are already on Facebook all the time anyway. However, saying that, a lot of people are becoming less and less inclined to use social media because of privacy reasons and all kinds of other stuff. The world is certainly becoming more accepting of private communities that are not necessarily on a social media platform. If you've got corporate clients, you have to have a private community because most corporate businesses do not allow social media like Facebook to even open on their internet servers. So you have to have a private community if you're working B2B, for sure. If you're working with anyone under the age of 18, you also must have a private community because you can't protect the safety of minors in a public forum like Facebook. The rest of it is your personal choice. Do you want to be on Facebook where your people constantly are, or do you want to train people to come and get everything in your private group area? And now that the courses that they're enrolled in and their communities are in that one dashboard, it now makes it a lot easier for you to encourage that migration for your users. Will this take the place of other Academy links? Your client portal link and your course dashboard link will both still operate. So if you've got loads of students that have got their course dashboard login URL, that will still work just fine. They will still be able to get there. However, my strong recommendation is you send them all an email just saying, hey, we've actually got a new client portal now. We've now got a new dashboard. This will also show all of your courses, but now you also have the communities and affiliate area that are open to you as well. So I would just recommend that you give them the link to their client portal, because if they just log into the usual course dashboard at the moment, they will only see the courses. They won't see the communities and the affiliate area. So neither will break. It's just that you do want to get them moving and migrating to the new portal. I've got a feeling we will plan over time to just merge it all together so that it makes no difference. But for now, it's a separate portal link. Okay, so Michelle says, when I joined, I could have multiple domains under one umbrella domain. Yes, absolutely, you can. So remember with TekMatix, we've got all these different sections. So inside your funnels and websites, you can have unlimited domains connected to unlimited websites. So if you go into sites and courses, click on websites or on funnels, you can assign any domain to any website and any funnel. Absolutely. So if you've got 10 different domains for 10 different businesses, they can run each different website on any of those 10 different domains, and all of those websites will be live and fully functional, as with funnels and individual landing pages. So every single individual landing page can also have a completely different domain attached to it. But the communities area can only have one domain. So I'd recommend having like an umbrella term. So for instance, I've got a number of different businesses, but I use my umbrella domain of Sarah Cordiner, because it doesn't matter which one of those businesses people have subscribed to, they're all going to ultimately know who Sarah Cordiner is and what that association is, who I am and what it's about. So it's only the communities and the blogging that can only draw from one domain. Oh, and also emails. So emails at the moment also can only draw from one core domain, but your websites and your funnels, unlimited. Any more questions for us today? No, all good. If you do have any other questions come up, don't forget to, you can obviously pop those either in the chat box right there and ask for help directly. That is manned 24 hours a day. We have an average response time of 17 seconds now on the chat support. Whoop. Winning awards for customer service. And of course, you've got the Facebook group. So feel free to go into the TekMatix Facebook group and ask any questions in there as well. One of the team or I will get back to you as soon as we can. Otherwise, welcome to TekMatix. If you're new, I hope you're all loving it at the moment with the features that are in there. And thank you all so much for coming to Tech Toolbox today. Happy teching. See you all next week.